Okay, now that you've got all of the seams taped and they're dry, you don't want to be doing those over wet tape. These are the tapered seams here. So these are your horizontal, on the wall, your horizontal seams. It's all about how you load your knife, and this is just the way that I learned to do it. I know that there's other ways to do it, but this is how I learned. So you load your knife with mud about like that. You want a nice even bead. You don't want a big glob here and almost no mud further down. So you load your knife, kind of mix your mud so that you have a nice even bead like that. And then you take, I'm using a 10-inch knife, and really you should use like a 6 or 8-inch knife, but I'm using a 10-inch knife, just what I'm used to. And you want about that much mud on your knife. And you start at one end, and then as you go, you want to fill that valley. There's kind of a valley here. There's a high point here and a high point here. So you're filling this, covering your tape. And as you get less and less mud, notice how I'm tilting the knife this way, and that once you get the hang of it, you can fill this really accurately and smoothly without having a bunch, like too much here and not enough over here. Okay, once you've kind of got a nice even amount all the way across, I should have showed you this. Okay, there's a curve in that blade. There's a convex side and a concave side here and a convex side on this side. When you're loading for these seams, you always want to load on the concave side. Okay, so now this is my concave side, this is my convex side. Now I'm going to flip it over like this, and I'm going to put pressure right up here. I use my fingers to kind of control it, put pressure right up here, and feather out that mud at the top. And then I do the same thing on the bottom. I feather it out. See where my pressure's at? I don't want this edge over here dipping in to the middle. Now I turn it back over so my concave side is towards the wall. Then I just do one nice smooth pass. Okay, now go ahead and take the camera and go right. I don't know if you can get right up next to the wall. You can see what you want to avoid is leaving thick beads of of mud here that you have to sand later. That's the whole purpose of kind of taking your time and not leaving big thick edges on your mud. You want to be able to just come in here lightly, and when it's ready to sand, and just hit it lightly with like a wet sponge, even sometimes is enough, and just sand a little bit. You don't want to be sanding forever on a bunch of extra mud that you don't need there in the first place. Okay, that's how you fill the tapered seams.